Ka-curious, tingnan pa natin ang pagkakaiba ng conversion story ng dalawang kapatid natin. Ang isa ay from Catholic at ngayon ay sumasama na sa Seventh-day Adventist at na-impluensyahan na ng Seventh-day Adventist beliefs. Ang isa naman ay galing sa Seventh-day Adventist at ngayon ay ganap ng naging Katoliko. Panoorin po natin ang video na ito.
Sa Bible study na yun, kung saan kami na-invite ng designer, nalaman ko din na si Jesus, pumupunta siya sa simbahan, Sabbath. So ako naman, sabi ko, oh wow, Sabbath, di ba linggo yan sa ating mga Catholics? Linggo yan. Tapos nalaman ko na 7th day, Sabbath, hindi yan linggo, Sabado. Sabi ko, ha? Sabado? Bakit Sabado? Hindi ko maintindihan. Di ba? Sabado, 6th day yun.
Yes.
Kasi sanay tayo na linggo yung 7th day. So, alam mo, Ms. BG, umuwi ako, nag-research ako sa history talaga. Nakita ko sa internet at saka sa history books na long ago, mga 530 AD, more or less, meron pala isang emperor na si Constantine. At nung panahon niya, binago niya yung day of worship from Saturday to Sunday.
Yes.
At saka yung mga tao, sumusunod lang din sila, especially yung mga farmers, for example, wino-worship pala nila yung sun kasi yung sun yung nagpapatubo sa mga crops nila, no? So, parang in history, magta-trace out pa pala na yung original 7th day or yung day of worship, Sabbath, is Saturday. So, sabi ko, teka, ano ba yung araw na sinasamba ni Jesus? Kasi at the end of the day, parang gusto ko rin sundin yung sinasabi ng Bible at ginawa ni Jesus. 7th day Sabbath, and Jesus was a Jew, diba? And the Jews also keep Sabbath, 7th day Saturday. So sabi ko, okay, edi, wow, nalaman ko.
So yan po ang kanyang naging panayam. At tungo naman po tayo sa ating kapatid na isang abogado at na-convert na from Seventh-day Adventist at ngayon ay ganap ng naging Katoliko. Panoorin po natin ang kanyang video.
How were you influenced? So what were the factors that contributed to your conversion from being Adventist to being Catholic? How was your journey?
It's very how they call this, ang description ko lang talaga, it's really by the grace of the Holy Spirit lang talaga.
Grace alone.
Kasi when I think of it, nobody convinced me, nobody taught me anything, wala talaga.
Walang
Zero.
influencer. Ako, nakilala kita, nang gano'n, tapos sinabihan kita. So,
Wala
it
po.
was really on your own.
Parang ito nga yung tagline ko, parang I researched my way home.
I see. Kakaiba yun. Kasi yung iba, somebody helped them,
Someone
facilitated their
shared.
entry.
Oo nga po eh. As in, ito talaga, I researched my way
Tell
home.
us something about it. How did it happen? When was
Okay.
the start?
Okay, so when I was, I think, because when I was in college po kasi, I already lived with, because I was in University of San Carlos in Cebu City,
Yeah.
and then my parents wanted me to stay with the nuns, actually. So in a dormitory, para safe doon. So I lived with the nuns for 3 years. RVM sisters, and then but I left on my 4th year when I got involved in theater, and productions would last up until 2 or 3 in the morning. Then sobrang rehearsal, tapos kung saan kami napupunta kahit na nag-aaral pa ako. Tapos nung nung time na yun, oo, nandun na yung of course, like we would say the rosary and we would
Kasi
pray that.
discipline ng mga madre, wala kang magawa doon.
Winner talaga yun.
Parang osmosis, na-assimilate mo yung culture, Catholic culture.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Even with that, I would say, when people ask me, parang wala nang masyadong question. Sabi ko, okay, I'm Catholic. Kasi nga, di ba, doon ako sa mga mat.
Parang wala nang tanong-tanong.
Parang wala nang tanong-tanong,
But
I'm
you were not
Catholic.
Catholic yet then.
But no, not at all. I didn't understand anything. Zero inkling about what the Catholic Church teaches. The only thing I know is that I just love being in Mass. Yun lang. Parang I just, there's just that sense of peace and I just know that I have to be in the Mass. But
because
I don't,
it's attraction to you.
yeah, but I don't understand it. But I'm, okay.
What's happening there?
Yeah. So, yeah, Jesus is there, right? Yeah, sure. But the transubstantiation thing, wala talaga akong concept nun. Zero talaga.
Napaka-interesting ng story mo.
Tapos, edi, okay, misa-misa, ganyan. Pero eto na, I do, and I already I have repented on this already. And perhaps some of the priests in Don Bosco in Makati would probably remember a girl who would pretend to go to confession.
Pretend lang.
I would
Kasi di mo
pretend-
alam kung ano yun.
Oh, you know what? I would pretend to go to confession and just so I would like debate or question or ask
Okay.
priests. Parang,
Okay.
parang I
So
would
parang
just
meron ka
question
ng
them.
encounter sa pare, magkukumpisan ka kunyari, para sa confessional, didibatiin.
Parang, oh my God, I would ask. Or sometimes, like, especially during, because I love to read. Tapos, eto yun, yung yung Da Vinci Code na book.
yeah.
Itong kasagsagan nitong paglabas
Kasagsagan.
nito. And every time, like, I would go to Mass, like, for a good, I don't know, 3 or 5 months yata. Parang, merong pagkakataon talaga na magsasalita ang pari tungkol doon. There came a point na sabi ko, wait lang, parang, nakapagod naman to, hindi nga totoo yan eh. Parang gano'n, parang fiction nga yan eh. So, as in, hihintayin ko talaga nang patapos yung misa, sasabihin ko sa pare, alam niyo, Father, hindi niyo na kailangan talagang yan. Oo, wala kasi joke lang naman yan eh. Pero syempre, sa mindset ng simbahan na parang, okay, for those na yung shaky yung faith, pwede talagang maniwala sila dun sa
Da Vinci
sa Da Vinci Code. So parang ganon. And then other instances pa na I would wait lang, may misa, hintayin ko lang na, okay, tapos may masabing parang medyo off sa akin yung pare, hintayin ko, tapos kakausapin ko siya dun sa, tapos tatanungin ko, gaganunin ko siya. Or I would say, oh, you're wrong. Parang,
Talagang
but
very
very
strong
nicely.
palang personality mo.
Ano nga eh, parang, I didn't want to admit it then, but I was actually anti-Catholic.
I see. How was
But I
it?
didn't want
In
to
what way? In what way?
I guess because, like say for example, growing up in the Seventh-day Adventist kasi, you know, like the Mark of the Beast
Oh, kami,
thing.
the Horror Babylon.
Yeah, the Horror of- yeah,
The
Horror
Pope
of-
is the 666.
Yes, that, and then the Vicarious Filii.
Filii,
I mean, I
right,
grew up with that. I read about that. And then
It's
of
being
course,
preached to you.
the rosary, na parang ano yan, and
Pagan
parang, and then,
prayer,
yeah,
no?
and Mary, and then the statues and saints and all these
Idolatry,
things, idolatry.
yeah.
So, alam mo yun, yung ganon. So, now that
So what else is new?
Yeah, right? So, but of course, during that time, parang syempre, ako talaga, ang intindi ko talaga doon, parang, ay nako, joke talaga tong Catholic Church na to, kailan ba to mababagsak? Or, you know, ganyan. So, kailan ba to tumigil-tigil tong mga, pinagagawa mga kamalian, mga pinagtuturo nito. Yung mga, ganun yung mindset. And especially because my grandfather would debate before, like, he's an elder in the Adventist Church.
So parang
Tas
pastor din.
tapos magde-debate siya yan, gaganyan siya, tapos mga other Catholics yan, debate niya rin. So parang ganun yung background. So eto na, nung when I was already, what do you call this? I mean, after college, parang nagsa-start na ako na parang, Lord, saan ba talaga ako dadalhin? Where are you really gonna take me? Which church would you really want me to go to? But it has been a prayer for quite some time. But of course, the answer didn't come right away. Until I had a conversation with my dad about, for some reason, I've been consistently going to Mass already, even if I didn't understand. Anything. Tapos sinabi ko sa kanya na hindi nga, kung Christian ka nga, ano ka talaga, sa linggo ka magsisimba, hindi ka nga sa Sabado magsisimba, kung isa kang Christian. Tapos syempre sasabihin niya, wala akong masagot.
So adaman talaga siya kasi yun ang basic feature ng Adventist.
Yes.
Sabado magsamba.
And of course, honor thy father and thy mother. So of course, he's my father. So I have to,
Sunod,
I have to honor, right? That's up to yung discipline pa. So ang ginawa ko nun, I started researching. So okay, what does the Catholic Church, and I didn't even look at history yet. So I said, okay, what does the Catholic Church talk about? I mean, what does it stand when it comes to, what is its stand when it comes to itong Sabbath worship?
Okay.
So doon ako nagumpisa. I came up with, to make the long story short, with a 6-page explanation. I said, okay, I'm gonna let my dad read this. You know, this parang dissertation, parang paper that, you know, that I made out of my research just to make him understand. I sent that to him. Tapos, walang response. So parang hindi ko alam kung parang naniwala ba siya or ano ba, he accepted that.
Or just
But
simply
ignore or if he ignored it. All I can say is that I don't know how he received it, but as far as I know, yung Pentecost Sunday of this year, I was able to bring my entire family to the Catholic Church.
To the church?
Yes.
Where is that church?
In Ross City, in Capiz.
Oh, I see.
Yes. Tapos I was able to bring them there. My dad didn't really attend the Mass, but he was in the church and he
Oh,
stayed in
your
the Blessed
family?
Sacrament. My entire
So it's
family.
a family conversion.
And I brought
Except
them.
your dad.
Yeah, I mean, they were there, but they didn't attend the Mass. But I think they were just there because I invited
Of
them.
course.
Parang ganun lang.
Out of
Yes.
civility and courtesy.
Yes. And so I said, because it was their anniversary also, it fell on my parents' anniversary. I said, okay, let's all go to mass together. That was my excuse. Well, it's your anniversary, we need to go to church together. But I don't know, sana na-plant na yung seed doon. Tapos, but another thing happened to me. Other than that, because like I said again, the born again background. I've been going to the born again churches as well, and water baptism and all that. I went through that as well. Yes, I went through. So I had a lot of born again Christian friends din. Basta yun na, umabot sa point na parang it's like I made to choose between the Eucharist and then, ito ha, hindi ko pa sobrang intindi in full details in Eucharist. Pinili ko pa rin yung Eucharist. Pinili ko pa rin, kahit na hindi ko siya fully
understood
at that time. I mean, I have a good understanding of it, but not like the entire, like the, how it really is. So yun, and they left me. They decided to leave. Again, kasi sabi nga nila, if you're attending Mass, parang, you're exposing yourself to
idolatry.
That, and the spirits there, what is that? Yung mga ganon. But of course, I have to defend them. I said, my born-again Christian friends, they love me, and then they want me to get to my faith without their influence. So, naintindihan ko bakit nila ako kailangang iwan. Kasi out of love. So, that's why, I still chose the Eucharist.
Tell me about, were there persecutions also, or discrimination that you experienced from your family members or even from friends because of your choice of choosing Jesus in the Eucharist? And of course, if you choose Jesus in the Eucharist, you're choosing the Catholic Church.
Right. So that was it. That's a very good follow-up question. Kasi yung mga friends ko, they were very close to me talaga. And
the friendship stays.
Yeah. But when I say persecution, I'm not sure if I should call it persecution, but abandonment, I guess.
Abandonment.
Yeah, there. I think it's that. I was abandoned. But again, I know that their view is out of love. So that because that's how hardcore evangelicals are. Yes, that's how they are. If they really love you, they would really do that and separate themselves. So it's abandonment, I guess, not necessarily persecution.
How did it feel?
It was sad. Syempre, it was sad. But then, that opened the door for me to actually study more about the Catholic faith. And so, when that happened, and although before nag-umpisa na ako, medyo nagsastart na yung research ko, the more na ngayon, as in, I bought materials already. This time I bought books already.
Books and volumes of books.
I downloaded PDF and videos and stuff
you
like
even
that.
attended our CFD.
And the funny, I said, oh my God, Lord, maybe I should go to school or something.
So you really took your study of the Catholic faith seriously, huh?
Yes.
And even to the extent of thinking of enrolling in a course.
I know, I talked to like one priest in Don Bosco, and he said, well, if that's the only thing that you want, if it's just the early church fathers, you can always just sit in if you want. And that's why that prompted me to look for, I don't even know about apologetics or whatever, I just said, where can I find like something here in Manila that would teach me that?
If you are so minded, starting September, Defensores Fide will offer a Saturday class.
I remember because when I called Toto's bookstore,
Toto's, yes.
because I bought my books there. So, sabi ko, ang tawag nito? Sabi nung the lady,
Si Lerma.
Ate Lerma.
Yeah.
Hi, Ate Lerma. I'm here.
Vlogging.
What do you call this? Nung binili ko yung mga books ko, siya talaga yung sabi, uy, merong September hanggang December na class. Sabi ko, sige, sali ko. Tapos, nung time na yun, kasi this was during like early this year pa, siguro mga March pa yata to. Sabi ko, parang ang tagal naman.
Hindi ka makapaghintay for September. Well, it's just a month away from now.
Hindi po. Taka, yun na yun. I know it was such a surprise. I messaged you this really long message in Facebook because I found an article.
Did I reply?
Yes, you did. You told me, thank you, Bam Bam. Don't worry, we'll post the schedule.
Yeah, okay. Kasi masyado ako suplado sa Facebook. Online na ako sa
I know, but you didn't. You weren't suplado to me.
Siyempre, tinitingnan ko yung profile pic.
Oh, but there's a picture of my family there with
Yeah.
Jesus in it. So I think that's why. So anyway, and then I said, I need to find a group. And so it took me 4 hours to finally find that article and then find CFD.
Yeah, Catholic Faith Defense.
Yeah, and the Splendor of the Church
Church vlog.
vlog. Tapos nung nakita ko na yun, sabi ko, sabi ko, saan kaya class? Class talaga iniisip ko,
talaga.
class. Tapos, yun na, July 26, the schedule, I said, okay, you know what? Kahit na mag-isa lang ako, sige, puntahan ko nga to.
And we were happy to see you. You were an instant celebrity there.
Oh no.
Everybody wanted to have a selfie with you.
I don't know.
And they were posting the pictures all over Facebook.
I got tagged.
Anyway, so when you felt abandonment, where were you getting the strength and the determination to really, look for the truth?
That's beautiful. The Eucharist. My answer is the Eucharist. If there is anything that I can confidently talk about now, it's the Eucharist. The very first thing that I wrote, a very long defense of my conversion. Well, I hindi naman na para I have to make a defense, but more of this is me declaring that I am here, I am a Catholic because of
The
this.
Eucharist.
And so I had this article, and Father Abe was so nice. He was very kind to even feature it in Splendor of the Church.
And incidentally, really, it's about the Eucharist that attracts mainly non-Catholics to go back home. Even in the United
That's
States,
very
like
true.
Scott Hahn, Steve Ray,
Very true.
all about the Eucharist.
And those two guys, these are the two guys that I have that I bought. Their books.
Rome Sweet
Yeah,
Home
Rome Sweet Home, that was
and
the
Crossing the Tiber.
Crossing the Tiber. Yes,
You will
those
meet Steve Ray when he comes here to the
amazing.
Philippines.
Those are my first two books those were the first two books.
And now that you are finally home, no,
Yes.
what challenges do you experience so far?
I guess now my prayer really has been that I want my entire family to come home with me, really come home with me.
And
So
it needs more prayer.
yes, a lot of prayer and fasting.
Witnessing and fasting.
Yes, I have been praying and fasting as well. Tapos yung nag-start na rin ako mag-evangelize siya, mag-plan sa mga kapatid ko. And I had a long conversation with my mom as well. My dad, that's a totally different story.
It will come. It will
Yes,
come. in God's
but
time.
my prayer really is that that's how it starts. And now my colleagues as well, I asked
we
them.
were speaking earlier before the show that if you could invite some of your girls to guest here to talk about their faith,
Yeah, of course.
because
Yeah.
beauty queens must really be witnesses to faith.
Yes, that's very true. That they, again, we are very attracted to beauty, right?
Yeah, of course.
You're very
Because
attracted.
God is beautiful.
Because God
is the
is
source of all beauty. And
Exactly.
in beauty there is truth.
Correct.
And,
I can't agree more.
And you were talking about your family
Yeah.
and about your colleagues. How are you able to answer their questions or their challenges or their confusion? How do you witness to them? Give us some tips.
Okay, so this is how I start. When I started learning, when I started the research, sabi ko, okay, Lord, parang na-overwhelm ako kasi sabi ko parang ang dami nito, hindi ko alam kung saan ako mag-umpisa. Tapos sabi ko mag-share ka.
Talaga.
Tapos alam nga namang when we talk, sabihin ko, Clement the First.
Oh,
Hindi
yeah.
siya sa atin, talaga namang magaganon ako, Polycarp, magaganyan ako. So I'm sorry. So hindi ko naman pwedeng umpisahan sa
Although
ganon.
it's na-excite ka.
So true. But of course, in my prayer, the Holy Spirit impressed upon me na you evangelize first really by acts of love,
That's true.
kindness, mercy, humility, compassion. That's really how you should evangelize. Yung conversations, it will start to open once the people are very comfortable.
Yeah.
You won't even have to ask or initiate anything.
Yeah.
They will ask because they see the life that you live.
That's true.
Kasi minsan, the only Bible people will see or the only Jesus people will see is the life you live.
That's right. That's right.
So, doon ka nag-uumpisa. Kumbaga parang, okay, kahit na ang dami mong alam sa theology, kahit ang dami mong alam sa history, pero pag tinignan naman yung pamumuhay mo, parang, ay, anyari. Parang,
That's true.
parang ganun yung magiging, tawag nito, reaction.
Reaction. That's what Pope Paul VI, Blessed Pope Paul VI said, that the world do not want to listen, that the whole world does not want to listen to preachers or to teachers,
Yes.
but they listen to witnesses.
To witnesses.
And that is really evangelization, witnessing for the Lord by the quality of life you live.
Yeah.
Because you live the life of Christ. And having Bem around, makikita natin po sa kanya mga kapatid na talaga naman grace under pressure. So I couldn't imagine her being angry or being super defensive about the faith. So talaga we have much to learn from her as a Catholic apologist and defenders of the faith. Because if you are in the truth,
Yeah.
talagang truth has its own power.
Yeah.
And it will manifest itself beautifully.
It will. And there's a saying that the Catholic faith is like a lion.
Yeah.
I mean, you don't have to defend it. You just let it loose. It will
Let
defend
it
itself.
out.
Yeah, it will
That's
defend
true.
itself. So parang for me, if people will like confront her, parang okay, all right, you just smile. And then when they start asking questions, then you answer.
And if we can't answer right away, we know that there's answer somewhere.
Yeah, there
And that should make us confident
Right.
without being arrogant, of course.
Yes.
And without being insecure.
Very true. So it makes me sad sometimes that when I read about, this one, like this is in international blogs. Tapos nakikita ko parang alaka, sabi ko bakit ganito yung mga Catholic sumagot? Sabi ko this is not reflective of the kind of
Jesus,
grace.
right.
This is not reflective of the grace of, like how God is. But sometimes kasi maybe other people need to have an iron hand. I don't
Yeah.
know. But it's not my cup of tea.
Yeah,
so.
of course. And we're going to correct that because the best defense is to really
Right.
see the life of Christ in
Right.
us. And my last question to you, Bem, how is, how are Catholics receiving your convention? Kumusta naman yung pagtanggap sa iyo ng mga Katoliko?
Oh my God, this is so funny. Sometimes, I would ask them questions and I would tell them stuff that I know, and they're like, huh, what's that? I'm like, wait, hold on. Are you cradle Catholic? Yeah, I'm cradle. Wait lang, ba't di ko alam yan? Sabi ko, kasi ganito. And sometimes I end up explaining to them pa.
Yung dati pang sa Badistang nag-e-explain
Sabi ko, hala ka, minsan, hala ka, parang dapat sana alam to ng lahat ng Catholics. That's why I'm sobrang, I fell in love with apologetics.
Yeah.
I fell in love with it. That's why.
Defending the hope that
Yeah,
is
the
in
hope that
us,
is in you.
but with gentleness and respect.
And respect, yes.
My
And
final,
beauty
and
again.
beauty again. And actually, sabi ko kanina, final question. But this is really my final
Okay.
question. Do you have any regret going home?
Oh my goodness. I love being home. I mean, oh my God, thank God I'm
Thank
home.
God you're home and we're so
Yeah.
happy you are home.
Yes.
And for your final message, Bem,
Okay. If you're a Catholic, I encourage you to really study, get to know your Catholic faith. I encourage you to really understand the history, the theology behind the teachings of the Catholic faith, because this really encompasses all the other Christian beliefs that's out there. You will come to the fullness of your understanding in the Catholic faith. If you're a non-Catholic, try to look at the Catholic Church from the inside. Hindi yung titingnan mo siya sa labas. Kasi hindi mo siya maintindihan kung nakatingin ka sa labas. Tapos ang maririnig mo lang is yung mga very, very bad propaganda. And I've read a lot of literature tungkol sa mga maling supposedly paniniwala ng Catholic Church. So I encourage you to really look at the Catholic faith within and start from Jesus Christ, the apostles, and and the early church fathers, those that really the apostles taught, and then and let's see what happens from there.
So ayan nga mga ka-curious, kayo na po ang magsuri at kayo na rin po ang makakaalam ng katotohanan. So sana po gabayan nga po tayo ng banal na espiritu sa ating pag-aaral sa banal na kasulatan at nang sa gayon ay ating makamtan talaga ang tunay na katotohanan. Nasaan ang katotohanan? Of course, nasa tunay na iglesia ang kanyang tatag pa rin. At yan po, walang iba ang Catholic Church. Muli po, this is Mr. Curious Catholic, ang inyong lingkod at kapanalig, Pro Deo et Ecclesia. So sana po nakatulong po ang ating video na ginagawa at sana po ay nasagot po ang mga katanungan natin na nagbibigay sa atin ng pag-aalinlangan sa ating pananampalataya. Kaya mga ka-curious, ibahagi niyo rin po ang video na ito upang mas malawak pang maabot ito at mas marami pa ang matulungan ito. At sa mga kapatid po natin na nagbibigay ng kanilang suporta, maraming salamat. Sa inyo na nag-send ng stars, maraming salamat po. Gagamit po natin ito sa pagpapalago ng ating munting page at of course sa mga pinaplano pa po natin mga corporal works of mercy na pwede po nating mapagbahagian ito. At sa mga kapatid po natin na hindi pa po nakapag-follow o nakapag-subscribe sa ating munting channel, Mr. Curious Catholic, sana po i-click na po yung follow button o ang subscribe button upang maging updated po kayo sa mga bagong uploads po natin. Sorry po, this is Mr. Curious Catholic. Kasama po ninyo sa pagtatanggol ng ating simbahan. Sa Diyos po ang lahat ng papuri.
Hello mga kalay ko, nabasa niyo, ang ganda. Lumapit kayo sa akin. Nung ako po ay katotestante pa, hybrid ng Katoliko at Protestante, marami tayong mga katanungan sa ating isipan patungkol sa ating pananampalataya bilang Katoliko. Marami tayong mga bagay na nag-aagam-agam sa ating kaisipan na totoo ba to? May paliwanag ba ito? Huwag kayong mag-alala, na-curious lang kayo. Kaya salamat naman yung aking pagiging curiosity ito ay natugunan ng mga kasagutan sa mga taong nag-aral at lehitimong tagapagturo ng ating pananampalataya. Kaya kung kayo man ay naging katulad ko noon, ay huwag po tayong magtatanong sa hindi Katoliko. Tayo po ay magsiyasat at atin pong tuklasin yung yaman ng ating pananampalataya, upang sa ganon ay hindi po tayo maging mangmang sa sarili nating pananampalataya. Kaya kung ninanais po ninyo na mapunuan ng tamang kaalaman ang ating mga katanungan sa ating isipan patungkol sa ating pananampalataya, may tip ako sa inyo. Pasyalan po ninyo ang channel ng Curious Catholic. At makikita po ninyo yung mga topic doon. At sa inyong pakikinig, tinitiyak ko, magiging tulad ko rin kayo. Mani lumibaw po, isang solidong Katoliko. Pro Deo et Ecclesia.